don't know if it's like this everywhere, but around home here, our fields are wet and they need sprayed. So to beat these wet ground conditions, we're gonna be spraying our fields with drones. Yes, you heard that right. We're gonna be spraying our fields with drones. When we get done with that, we're gonna come back in here to the shop and we're gonna be trying to turn this piece of junk Jeep right here behind me into the ultimate soil sampling setup. So, with that being said, I hope you guys like it. We'll get started. Alright, so today is Monday the something of March. As you can see from this pond-sized puddle right next to the pickup, it is very wet outside. Very wet. Fields are wet. Driveway's wet. Everything's wet. So, we're hooking up to the drone trailer here, and we're gonna go do some burn down with the drones. Haven't done very much of that, so it should be interesting. I'm really hoping it's not too cold because right now it is like 31 degrees. So our plan right now is to just fill the drones full of RV, antifreeze, and Roundup. Got a fresh mix mixed up. Cones full. 300-gallon tanks full. So we're ready to go out and freeze our butts off and hope the drones don't freeze up. All right, we got our field mapped out. We got our rows picked out. That's what my drone's gonna do, and then Bruce's drone's gonna do the other half of the field, so should work out just perfectly. It's snowing a little bit, so I really hope these things aren't gonna freeze up, because that would really suck. Number 2's full. Number 1's getting full. That's probably good. Yeah, that'll do it. I gotta fly far away. Put the lid foot on and we will send it. It's snowing. It's snowing. Oh my God. Grab a battery for mine, and then we'll be out of here.
Aircraft preparing to take off. Stand back at a safe distance. Start task. Takeoff. Home point recorded.
Alright, so that's enough spraying. Didn't videotape much of the spraying just because we kind of sat inside the truck and watched the drones fly all day because it was really cold. Anyways, this is what we got going on in the shop today. I think it's pretty interesting. This is pretty cool. Ta-da! And you might be saying, what the heck is that? That just looks like a piece of junk Jeep. Yes. Yes, it's a piece of junk Jeep. But it's a piece of junk Jeep with a soil sampler on it. So that's kind of what we've been working on here. This is a Wintex 1000. Honestly, I don't know anything about it other than it's supposed to be like the cat's meow of soil sampling. we're getting it set up on this Jeep so we can beep bop around our fields and take soil samples. You know what we need for the back of this? What? We need the thing on the back that covers up the spare tire that says like okay, and then upside down it says not okay. You know what I'm talking about? No. So like when you flip the Jeep, it says not okay, and it's right side up then. On the inside of the Jeep.
Oh, did you see that?
Did you just get shocked?
Yeah.
I might have got that on film. Anyways, on the inside of the Jeep, this is mounted. Motor's not on up front, so this doesn't really do anything right now. Got this mounted. I don't know what any of it does, but it's here.
Okay.
Hop inside this rig here. Alright, so from what I understand, this little doohickey button is what you're gonna push to make the probe go up and down. Could be totally wrong, but this is just how I understand it as of right this second. So you push this to make the probe go, but not that, this. This is what tells it to do it, but you can't activate the probe, I think, unless the brake pedal's engaged. That's what this white wire's for. So currently I'm trying to figure out how to tap into the brake light switch, I guess. And it's all up under the dash and hard to get. So if that's confusing, it's probably because I don't really know what I'm doing. So for me not knowing what I'm doing, I feel like I did a really good job explaining what I'm doing. So this lovely position I'm in here is my best attempt at reaching this brake controller box, brake light switch controller thingamabob that I need to tap into. Alright, so this little deal right here. This is our brake controller switch, I think it's called. Basically, when you push in on the brake pedal, it hits this little red button, and that's what tells your brake lights to turn on. Now I just need to figure out which wire to tap in here, so when you hit the brakes, we get power. And that will, in return, send power to here, which when you hit this, will send our probe to the ground. So I have no idea which wire I need to tap into. Quick YouTube tutorial on how these actually work.
So these newer brake light switches, they're not as simple as they used to be. Like this one right here, you can simply test with.
Hey, I don't know what it means, but this is what I figured out. You got this red and white wire right here. When I touch this thingamajigger to the red one and the white one, some stuff starts happening here. When I push the button, it quits. Now on the other side, with the black and white one, it's the exact opposite. I ain't got nothing when I touch them to them, and then when I push the button, I get something. So, essentially, I'm still as confused as when I started. I think I need some wire. think you might actually want to be in a field when you're setting this up, because it's really scary bringing the probe down inside the shop. What? Sure. It's really scary bringing the probe down inside the shop, because if you go too far, you might bend the probe. So that would be scary. Press on the brake, hit your green button. See, that one, it went in deeper and it struggled coming up a little bit.
Hey, I got my Wintex 1000 going, and we've got a sensor error on the screen. I was just wanting to get somebody that knew something about that. All right, thank you.
Stop, hit the brake,
72.
green button. That was a good sample. So we got this thing running. It doesn't seem like it has enough pressure, because like right here in this hard sandy-ish soil, it'll go down, but it just doesn't, it's like it don't have enough to come back up. So kind of seems like it's weak on pressure. So now we're trying to figure out what you do about it. Yeah, it didn't like that. Some nice little nuggets.
Mind turn it on so I can see if both these bulbs are bad.
Our little Jeep soil sample combo deal here is coming along good. One thing we're working on right now, we tested all the sampler out, and it all works. Everything works. So right now what we're working on is we're working on bringing the headlights and turn signals to the front of the rig, because they're kind of blocked up with the motor. We're kind of going with like a snowplow bracket type deal idea. Just move it all forward. That's the idea, at least right now. So we're welding some stuff onto the front of our bracket so we can get all that mounted. Everything on the soil sampler outside the rig and inside the rig is working. This is how I understand it, just from the little bit we run it. Number one, you got to be pushing the brake pedal to get the rod to go down. I guess that's because they don't really want you driving while you're doing it. This is if you're going to do everything manually. We're not really wanting to do anything manually, so I don't think we're going to have to use this box a whole lot. I think the main thing we got to use is you'll drive around the field, you'll have your iPad sitting up wherever that'll show you the 2-acre grid samples, like basically a map of where we want to take samples. You'll roll up to the spot, come to a complete stop, hit this green button right there. Nice fabrication work done by me. You'll hit that green button, it'll take it. You'll take the dirt, put it in a bag. The bags will already be labeled on what grid it is, what farm, field, and which 2-acre grid sample it is. And yeah, so from here, really, we don't have much work left to do with the Jeep or the soil sampler. I mean, it's coming to the tail end. We're about ready to start drawing up a map of our 2-acre grid samples. So I don't really have much left to say on it, so I guess we'll end this here. That's really all we got for today's video. So 1, I hope you guys really liked this one. And 2, I just wanted to thank the people that watch my videos all the way to the end. You really help the channel out. You push it out there for more people to see. So thank you. And I guess with that being said, that's really all I got. So we'll see you in the next one.